Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Welcome to another demo. I'm Stephen Cronin. Today got a little simple village scene. So we've got our path, road, snaking its way into the village, the buildings underneath the telegraph poles and wires. So before I show you the colours, quickly show you my new book, Watercolour Painting Made Simple, Volume 3 by Stephen Cronin himself. We've got 9 paintings in there, loads of photos to guide you through each one. That's on Amazon. Just check out the link in the description. And so for this painting we've used ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey. Actually I don't think I used the Payne's grey, or did I? Can't remember. I didn't use the alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber, light red, and I've just used most of it as always done with a large Ron Ransonake 3/4 inch flat brush for a few fence posts and a couple of little rigger brushes. So I'm not putting too much water on, just enough to cover the surface, barely, because there's no massive colours I want in the background. All I'm going to do is just a bit of raw sienna, clean the brush, a bit of ultramarine in there. And then I'm going to clean the brush again, take out the bottom because that's where the distant hills are going to go. Just take out a few clouds here and there. It's also I'm soaking up where it's dripping down a bit much. Just in the corner down there. Right then, let's put some distant hills in. Same 2 colours, raw sienna, ultramarine. I'm starting on this side. Down to about there I think. A lot of this I'm putting it in because I want to scrape into it. That's going across and then bring that down to something like that. Just keep an eye on that water there. I might even actually just scrape, just give the hint of a something just up there. And then further down, introducing a bit of burnt umber into it, a bit of light red in there as well, and down a bit lower, because this is what I'm going to really sort of scrape into. Just wondering if I could just get a bit more of a mountain definition, just lightly in the distance. Oh, I'm going to worry about that too much more now. Right then, I want a big building here, so sort of one like that. Let's take the bottom out like that. Have another building. Let's have another big one. This one's there like that. Again, I'm just going to cut that up at the bottom. It's still quite wet, so it's not going to. Just have to wait a little bit before I scrape any more. That one's head on that one, so I won't do any sides to it. Another one there. Let's have a. I'll have a big one here actually. Put that there like that. I'm going to stick a few trees around them, so I'm cleaning the brush. I'm going to go bit of red, bit of raw sienna. Let's pop some trees. So one up there like that. A bit too dark, that one. Clean the brush back into some raw sienna. Just switch to a little rigger brush. Let's just pop a few little twigs and branches and things growing in there. Something going up from there. Just see what the other rigger brush looks like. I'm just wondering if this one's going to be too thick or not. Might get away with it, I don't know. It is a bit too thick. I'll come back to that in a minute anyway. Oh, let's get a bit of green in there, I think. I'm getting a bit of lemon yellow, raw sienna. Trying to get a bit of green into this bottom. It's looking all very, very grey. I'm going to have to put some of there as well. It's a bit bare, isn't it? Bit of ultramarine. Sweep that across. What I might do is take a bit of that, bit of Payne's grey. I'll just flick up here, a few distant trees. Back to a lighter colour. I've cleaned the brush, so raw sienna, bit of lemon yellow. Scrape a few more things in there. Let's just get this paper flat against the board and see what I'm working with. I'm just going to scrape a few things here and there. Details. Just want to put a bit of colour on those roofs. I'm just taking a little bit of that sky colour, and I'm just going to a little bit of just a hint of red in there as well. A bit too. just to take the edge off the white. I'll just pop in some along the edge of these. So I'm going to put in a little road here. So I want quite a dry brush. I'm just going to go a bit of red, a bit of blue. And this is sort of sweeping around there, something like that. Giving move these lights up to the road. Just need to define that edge a bit better. I've made it a bit too wide up there. That'll do. A few quick dibs and dabs. A little bit darker than I meant to do actually. Let's clean the brush. Back into that lemon yellow. Let's just lighten that up a little bit. Right, let's make sure this is flat. Right, let's get a few. I'm really not happy with these houses. In fact, let's just darken the sides. Let's see it works. Just making up like a shadowy colour. If we just darken the fronts of them a little bit and just see what it looks like. Well, I'll come back to that in a bit. Hang on, if we just... A few little dips and dabs. I need to get some darker tones in that sort of mid area, and then what I might do is try and get a few lighter ones just to try and balance it out a bit. If I sort of lighten this area a bit better. I want to lighten this road a little more. I've put that road in too dark. widening it up a little bit at the bottom. Right, I just turned it off for a minute while I just dried it then, trying to work out what I was going to do next. I prefer the dark tones. I think it looks a little bit better than it did before. What I might try and do now, if I can just get a nice edge, is just try and pop in a few let's try and pop in a few little poles. Stick one there, one there. A big one up here, I think. And these are just simple little telegraph poles. The little brush. And we just got wires from that one to that one to that one. Somewhere else. Just gives it an extra element. And at risk of too many verticals, I don't know till it works, till I see it. Let's see how it looks. I'm going to stick some posts up here, I think. I'm just hoping they don't clash with those poles. I hope they don't anyway. Let's see how it looks. Obviously get a bit bigger as they get closer. And I'll put some shadows on them in a minute. In fact, let's bang a few. Get a few more darks in there. Just brush some shadows in now. So I just want it a touch lighter, but it needs to be roughly the similar, getting close to that sort of tone there, so it doesn't clash. I imagine there's like a big tree. So obviously the shadows are on this side, so the light must be coming from here. So if you imagine there's a tree there and it's just casting a big shadow across there. A few bibs and bobs. Let's just pop some shadows in from those fence posts. So I'm just going straight in into that shadow mix. I'm just going to, they need to be in the same direction, so we're sort of going sort of like that. Quick dry. I'm going to put a little figure in. So he's going to be somewhere. Brush is useless. I've got to get a better brush than that. I don't know if this one's going to be a bit too big, but it's just too big. Let's persevere with this one, I think. Stick a little. We've got a little man walking his dog. And then again, same direction, got shadows. Coming from them. I think I'm nearly done now. I'm just going to stick a little bird in the sky, and actually let's have another one and then another one. I'm just going to stick my name down here and call this one done, I think. So let's put a mount on it and see what it looks like. So here's the finished paint in the mount. If we go and have a closer look at it. Starting up with the sky, very simple raw sienna ultramarine sky, and then use the same colours for these hills that you can just about see in the background. I should have put these trees in first. Unfortunately I put the houses in and then the trees afterwards, which made it difficult to push the houses right up against it. I could have scraped into the darks of the trees if I'd have thought about it properly. I've used the card bin, put a few details in front of these houses. Put shadows on this side as well to try and sort of define the shape better. And then some of those shadows, put a few more shadows on there. See how you try and create sort of layers, depth to it. So these foreground shadows, and you've got these peaks there in front of these even more distant hills. Got the road sort of sweeps round. So our little figures there, put a few fence posts in with a flat brush, and then swept in these dark shadows across the foreground. Another element here, we've got the telegraph poles with the wires running through the little village into the fields beyond. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you was painting along with me. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll see you again soon.